Hey everybody, my name is Wyatt and I'm Ferda Tunes, and today we got an exclusive interview with an up-and-coming local artist who seems to be getting bigger by the daily, even without a new release in a few months. But alas, we are here to talk with Matthew Zeitler about his brand new single, Love's Dead, coming out February 12th. Matthew, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. It's great to be here. I'm hyped to do this, and yeah.
So I just want to get a little bit of that out of the way, obviously, promoting the new song. Tell me a bit about the early stages, how this song kind of popped into your head, I guess.
So it's funny because I've been asked this a lot already, and the song's not even out yet. But I like to say, like, for me as a songwriter, like, I like to write a story that's relatable to any listener, right? Like, I'm not using personal experiences usually, other than just for maybe some inspiration, but lyrically it's all supposed to apply to anybody that listens to it, right? I want people to be able to take their own experiences and just kind of align them with the song, because I think that's what makes music so cool. But as far as Love's Dead, literally the story was, I woke up and I was supposed to do this other song we were working on at the time called Clear Skies. And we're still doing that song. It's a cool song. But that day in particular, like, I didn't even want to work on that song. My manager, Marcus Delray, he was like, yo, you got to finish Clear Skies. Like, yo, work on Clear Skies. And so I sat there at the computer. It was like 8 a.m. in the morning in August or something. And I was like, I don't want to do this song. So I just started a new one. And it happened to be Love's Dead. And I probably spent like 12 hours that day working on it. And by the end of the day, I like sent it back to them. And it was funny because I sent them Love's Dead, like the demo, the original demo. And he was listening to it in the studio with my producer, AJ Healy. And they started like, he was like, oh yeah, like this song's cool. But like, yo, what about Clear Skies? And I was like, bro, I just wrote a crazy song. Let's not talk about Clear Skies right now. But
Yeah.
it was funny because the next day he like messaged me. He's like, yo, that song's really fucking sick. I was like, okay,
Yeah,
now,
like,
I was like,
I
see,
got the next hit.
I was,
right
I was trying to show you that last night, but it was funny. Yeah. And that's basically how the song came together. No real special story, like, other than, I just, I sat at the computer, I wrote a song for 12 hours. But
I really love you saying that, though, how you try to find an appeal for everybody. And like how you said you think music is, I guess, the best in that terms, because I honestly agree. And I find when you can listen to a song and really relate it to your own life, even when the lyrics or the theme isn't a specific, super specific to someone's life or stories or whatever, having that relation is impeccable.
For sure.
It really flaunts your artistry, I think.
I think there's just something really cool about listening to a song, even as an artist or just a regular listener, and you just hear somebody say like one lyric that's just cool. Like, there's no other way to describe it. You're just like, oh, that's so cool. Like that guy just said that, and
it
like,
just puts a smile right on your face.
That's what like I kind of want to do in my songs. Like, I want there to be things that I say that like somebody hears and is just like, wow, that's super dope.
Yeah, it leaves an impact, right?
Yeah,
no, that's great stuff. And I definitely find you've been getting better at that for sure. So I've heard the theme, I guess, of the song is a bit of an anti-Valentine's Day song. Like, describe what that means to you.
Well, like, that's the other thing too. Like, a lot of people are kind of putting that tag on it, which I'm totally cool with, because it's funny. The song, when I wrote it in August, and we thought we were going to drop it in October. We were like, okay, the song's coming out in October. We got everything set up. But of course, like, things happen, and it ends up taking a lot longer than you expect. A lot of things happened, and they were for the better, and now everything's, organized perfectly as it could be. I think like it's gone absolutely perfect for how it could be. But yeah, it ended up on Valentine's Day weekend, so we were like, all right, let's just run with it, right? Like, that's what everybody's kind of like saying. They're putting this tag on it, and I'm totally cool with that, because I think a lot of people will relate to that. Considering there's going to be some people that are single on Valentine's Day, and they're kind of just done with it. So
for sure,
I think it's I'm cool with that. I think it's suiting for it. And it was funny because back in like October, when we thought it was going to come out soon, I was like, yo, imagine, I was like, this is so far away, but imagine it came out on Valentine's Day weekend. Like, that would be crazy. And then it happened. So, I can't complain. I'm happy with how things turned out.
Yeah. And do you think having that will I want to say skew the reception, but I feel like it'll be positively because I can't think of many like anti-Valentine's Day songs, especially songs that have come out around that time.
Yeah, I think it's definitely helpful. I don't think it's gonna like shorten the lifespan of the song either. Like I don't think people are gonna be like, oh, this is only a Valentine's Day song and I'm never listening to again. I don't think that's gonna happen. But you know, like we'll see what happens. I think the way it'll be received will be well.
And even if it was like people somehow really took it as like an anti-Valentine's Day song, shit, it'd be the first holiday song for Valentine's Day. I
think people will like it, and like they're not gonna just play it once and be like, all right, that was cool. Like I think if people like the song, they like the song. So
last time I spoke with you, you mentioned talking about taking your sound into a newer direction, and I know from some snippets you've played me, I can't even keep track of the snippets you've been playing me, especially like, you know, last few months, but a lot more, if you know, correct me if I'm wrong, harder instrumentals, kind of moving to a more rock sound in a way.
For sure. Yeah, so I used to be kind of like an indie pop artist almost. Like everything was indie and pop based sounds, like, you know, even Smoke Signals, where I kind of like pushed to a more hip hoppy kind of sound. It was still very indie and just different. And I feel like I've still like kept those roots. So the new songs that are coming out are definitely more, there's some like pop punk kind of a little tiny elements of rock in there too. But I think it still will appeal to people who listen to my original songs. Like I think they're gonna still be like, oh, that's Matt, you know, that's his sound. And it's definitely different for sure.
So you wouldn't say you're straying away from the indie pop sound? You're evolving.
I'm trying to build on it, because like at the end of the day, like I went into music with, obviously I had my influences, which I listened to a lot of, like Chainsmokers, like Love, Eden, Jeremy Zucker, you know, Black Bear. So I had my influences, but I didn't really like I kind of just came in and I made my own sound, right? Like I was creating music that was just whatever I wanted to make, and it was kind of whack at first, like anybody, right? But it kind of evolved to my own thing, and that's what, like, I want to kind of keep that kind of history, you know? Like I want to like keep doing that even now. I want to keep just evolving on my old sound and kind of like creating something that's unique still, because otherwise what's the point, right? I'm just doing things that other people have already done. And
no, totally. It's very admirable too. So just going back a bit, your last big release was I Hate Goodbyes.
Well, I had this song, Can't Stay Away. It was a feature song that I did with another artist in Italy.
What was his name? John
Luca.
Yeah, I heard that one. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it was it kind of flew under the radar, but I mean, the last like release on my page, was I Hate Goodbyes, which we dropped
your last solo.
In June. It wasn't really, I mean, we did it with two other artists.
Yeah, it was Neptune.
Neptune
there, right?
and Haley Haas.
Yeah, bang with Neptune.
Yeah, it was a super cool track, and it, you know, it did well, especially on YouTube. But yeah, I think
isn't it like almost at like 2 million?
2 million.
Bro, I saw that yesterday. I was like, what the? Where did that come from? Like, I had no idea you were doing like those kind. I know you're doing like very well, but
that was that song got 2 million on YouTube. We had like a little music video for it, and it was you know, kind of cool.
Fire.
And like that was the last song I did, which was like 6 months ago now. So it's kind of crazy.
And like shit, that was a hit, and like even if I remember correctly, that was like your biggest song to date, like at the time.
Well, Runaway Love was
Runaway Love,
in terms of Spotify streams. I guess if you're counting total streams, I Hate Goodbyes is probably the most, but on Spotify, Runaway Love.
Yeah, because I got Apple, and I think
it's probably not as big on Apple
number
Music.
One.
Yeah.
So your last full length project was Smoke Signals, correct?
Yeah, I guess, but I wouldn't even like, I feel like when a developing artist is like creating albums, they're not really albums. Like, you're kind of just throwing music out there, and you're like, you know, I made 2 albums that year because I wanted to, and I was like, you know, I wanted to, so that I did it. I'm definitely proud of them still, because, you know, that's like where I started, and I think they're cool still, and you know, if people want to listen to them, I'm totally cool with that. Just you know, don't take it too seriously. I was still learning.
Well, yeah, that's what I was,
and I still am now, but
for sure. That's what I was thinking of saying. Like I've been listening to Smoke Signals again. I came back to it just like a week ago. Listened to it on the way here and shit, and like it's genuinely just at its core just a really like, I think simple, it's like just fun.
Yeah, like it's like
it bums, like the flows are good. It's just
that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, you know, it's not like my best work ever, but like it wasn't my worst work at the time. It was like, that was something that I was I mean, like I said, I still am proud of. I got the poster up there. But yeah, like this project, like the Love's Dead will be the first song in it. We're gonna create an album out of it, but I don't know if it's I don't really know when it's gonna come out. I don't really know exactly what we're doing with it. It's just going to be this compilation of just good songs. Like I just want every song in the album to just be good. Somebody's like, oh, you know, they want to play Matthew Zeitler, and they just throw on this album, whatever it's going to be called, and it's just cool. Like they know that they don't have to skip anything. And that's what
like
I kind of
even toss it on shuffle at, you know, at
like
the right event or whatever.
Yeah,
just
that's what I'm trying to do with this album. So in a sense, this is kind of like my first full length project, because, you know, it's got the whole start to finish like timeline, like everything's moving, you know.
Right. So looking back on a project like Smoke Signals, and now you're starting to think and put in motion towards the next project, how do you think specifically your sound has evolved, and what made you or convinced you or influenced you to take a stronger step left into the kind of harder pop punk stuff, but also in a way just kind of upgrading the sound that you already had?
So back, it was about a year ago around this time, a little bit earlier, but about a year ago, my manager Marcus, he offered to manage me, and you know, we were gonna do this project, and he's like, send me like all your best songs, whatever, like, and I sent them, and like looking back at what I sent him, like they were not good songs at all. But like that's what I was doing a year ago, and like I think he saw the potential in that, and you know, he was like, okay, here's what sucks, here's what doesn't, and like he was just honest with me. Like he'd be like, fix this, fix that, and like at first I was a little bit like reluctant and kind of like defensive, I guess, like you know, trying to like like I, you know, I think I don't see why this is a problem, or I think it sounds fine, like that kind of thing, like kind of defending my work. And like he just kept on being like, I don't know, man, like I just don't think this, like, you know, you could do better or whatever. And obviously I would just sit there, and then like a day later send him something new, and he'd be like, all right, you fixed it. And I was like, yeah, like I realized it wasn't the best. And so like he basically just did that for so long, for so many songs, to the point where I don't take any criticism for my own work anymore. It's like, I'm going to be the one to shut it down. Like I could be making a track and somebody's next to me and they're like, oh, this is so cool. I'm like, no, it sucks. And then I just close the project. Like, it's just that, like, I'm not going to cater towards my feelings when I'm making a track. You know what I mean? Right. Like I don't fall in love with the track anymore until I know it's good. Yeah. like, you know what I mean? Like if I think the track is cool, I'm like, okay, is it cool? And then I wait on it a bit, and then like I give it like, you know, give it like a day or two. And if I still want to play it after a day or two, I'm like, okay, it's cool. And then I kind of work from there. Because I was getting too attached to tracks before, and then like trying to defend them when, like, to be completely honest, like they were objectively not my best. And it's like, you know, I'm confident in my songwriting. I think I can improve all the time. So I just don't want to be making tracks that aren't as good as they possibly could be.
Yeah, no, again, like very admirable.
But that's what changed my sound. Yeah,
for sure. And even like you're mentioning how your next project, you're more focusing on just getting all the songs as best as they can be, and just kind of not slapping them together into a collection. Like you said, Smoke Signals was kind of that. Yeah. But it even has a certain flow to it, even in just selecting which songs go in which order, obviously. I was just wondering, because obviously last year you were more focusing on dropping singles, you know, and you were dropping some hits too. But yeah, I gotta say, like, personally, I'm very excited for, like, you know, whenever you plan on coming out with the next album, mixtape, EP, whatever it is. But you know, just Love's Dead right now. I'm just hella focused on. I'm hella excited to hear it. Any interest in signing to a major label?
as of right now, like we're just distributing the songs through AWOL Canada, which is for people that like aren't really in the music industry. What that means is that AWOL Canada distributes the music, but they don't, like, I guess the easiest way to say it is like I'm not owned as an artist. Like they don't own me as an artist or a person. Like, you know, like I finish the songs, I send it to them, and then they distribute it, which is great because it's super helpful. And
totally.
It makes it's kind of like somebody with an actual reputation showing your songs to Spotify instead of just you slapping it in a giant pile and hoping somebody hears it.
Right.
And what a major label will do is they'll give you money, like a signing bonus, and they'll own more of you as an artist, and a lot of times they'll own the masters to your songs, which for some people that's fine, right? A lot of people that tour, they'll be able to make that money on touring and support themselves as an artist. But for us right now, the plan is just to remain with AWOL for distribution, which I think is our best move.
Yeah, I would agree too. I thought for sure you were just gonna be like, yo, fuck nah. Because I know. So let me just clear it up for me. You have a distribution deal, but not a record deal.
Not a record deal. No.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
and it's just good. I just feel like that's a great thing to have.
Distribution deal, and it basically just means that, you know, our songs get priority and get handed to Spotify and Apple Music on like a
just get that like next level of promotion, basically.
So it's a little bit better than just a lot better than just slapping your song on DistroKid or whatever and hoping somebody from Spotify sees it. Yeah,
just praying that it blows up.
Be like, yo, I hope the playlist curator sees this. Like, yo, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so you mentioned Jeremy Zucker, and I just wanted to talk a bit more about artists that directly inspire you or even influence your creative process and your music directly, if that's the case.
Yeah, so I used to listen to a lot of them, all of them, Chainsmokers, Jeremy Zucker, Black Bear, Eden, even Love as well, and Ellie Goulding. That's why she's up there as well. And I found I tried to sound a lot like when I first started making music, I tried to sound a lot like Love and Eden. I'd say like I tried to like just sound like somebody I'm not.
Yeah, I can see that with Eden. But
yeah, and like I kept trying to make these songs, and like they were just like not working, and I would like know that it was weird. Like it's like I could like sing it on key or something, but it just wouldn't feel right.
Wouldn't feel like organic.
Yeah, and then almost. You know, eventually I stopped trying to sound like those artists, and then now people are kind of telling me I sound like them again. I'm like, okay, like you know, like but my sound, I know it's so different, and like they know it's different too. They just mean like I think what happens is you start to get traces of like your original artist's inspiration. So the biggest thing that people tell me I sound like a lot now, which I find funny, is they say I remind them of like Owl City meets like Blink 182.
Wow.
And so I laugh at that because the Chainsmokers' biggest influence is Blink 182. Oh, wow. And Love's biggest influence was Owl City. So it's like, okay. Now people are telling me I don't even sound like the artists I used to try to sound like. Now they're telling me that I sound like their influences, which is kind of funny, and I think that's super cool. Honestly, like it's not like, you know, I think that's awesome, especially sounding like Blink 182. I actually never, I shouldn't say I never listened to them. Of course, I heard their songs when I was a kid, like some of them, right? Like you grow up just hearing it, but I was never like a diehard Blink 182 fan, and I've listened to them now, and I think they're awesome, but I listened, you know, like to them eventually and just thought, okay, yeah, they're really cool. And I can totally see how people can say I kind of sound like that. But I was always, you know, listening to 2000s pop as a kid, like whatever was on the radio, that's what I heard. So
feels like you can kind of subconsciously or like naturally, I guess, pick up influences just off what you like in music, like, you know, pretty obvious. So you've worked with quite a few artists now, and, especially with just last year, I feel like it might have been hard to do that. Were you more hands-on with working them and kind of crafting the song with the person, or is it just kind of a more like they send something, I send something back, and we work organically like that?
Yeah. So before, originally, it was definitely a lot of sending stuff back. and forth, like for days. And that's how we made pretty much every song that I've collaborated with on my catalog right now.
Right.
Including Runaway Love, which was funny. Like we finished that song in like a few days. Like it took a while to come out, but we were like grinding that song. Like we were sending it back and forth so much. And yeah, basically like that song was done fairly quickly. And now I would say like it's still kind of the same thing. If I was to collaborate with somebody, it's kind of sending back, other than since all this stuff I'm doing is solo right now, it's kind of just I'll produce the demo and then send it to my producer, right? And we'll make it better.
Right.
But I was going to say I'm more of a songwriter now. I would say like I used to be more involved in the production, and obviously like I still fully produce all my demos for the most part. But I'm definitely more into songwriting. Like I love writing songs, and that's what I want to do. So
and that takes like a real talent, like, I think, especially with like how I said before, I don't know why I keep going back to Smoke Signals, but just the songwriting on there, it felt simple, but the flows were all good, and
I think that's where I kind of like learned a lot of melodic songwriting, which like I like to say that there's like, there's multiple forms of songwriting. Like some people are very good melodic songwriters, and the lyrics don't really matter that much. And some people like the song might not be the catchiest, but like it's got these incredible lyrics, and like, or you have a mix of both.
Yeah, there's a lot of different dynamics.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to do that. I want to bring like interesting lyrics into catchy songs, like melodically catchy songs with just lyrics that people don't usually hear. And I think that's like something really cool that I want to do.
Now, are you interested in songwriting for other artists?
Yeah, we're definitely like looking into that. Like I've technically done it. But it's probably something that we're gonna work on a lot more, like get into sessions, writing camps.
Branch yourself out more.
It is something I would totally do. So that's why
that's bank too.
I'm
pretty sure at least.
Yeah, like I mean, for full disclosure, yeah, like songwriters in the music industry, like they get paid the most. Like, yeah, it's a fact.
And shit. So, like I said, you've worked with quite a few artists now. Are there any artists that you're thinking about working with, or do you have like even like maybe a bucket list of like huge artists like you can like hopefully one day kind of?
I would absolutely love to make a song with Ellie Goulding or Black Bear or both, but sure. That that's like that's the big goal.
Right.
But as of right now, no, we don't really have a list. There are some songs that are going to be on this album that we're going to be looking for features for.
Right.
We don't know who yet, but we're definitely gonna do it. So it'll happen. And
a couple guest vocalists.
Yeah, like I kind of want to. I just want to work with people that are cool and like what they're doing, and they like writing songs, and that's the plan.
And back to like last year and just throughout the pandemic, overall has been making music and just making art and just kind of having that outlet, I guess, for you, like mentally or whatever it is that really inspires you to get up and make music every day kind of thing. Has it made it harder or easier in a way to now that you have more time, but there's so much chaos going on? How has it been finding that, I guess, divide?
Yeah,
as an artist?
I mean, there's like on and off points, right? Like it's like, some days or some weeks I'll make a song for 12-hour sessions like every single day, and it's like, that's what I do. And then like some days I'm like, man, I miss going outside and being with people, so it's definitely. Just like, I mean, everybody's experiencing that for sure. But overall, like I would say like I've gotten more work done in 2020 to 2021 than I have in my entire life. So,
wow.
Like I think, yeah, you just kind of got to make the best out of it.
I mean,
I think everybody's sick of it now.
Yeah,
like I've tried for the longest time, and now I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm ready to.
I'm feeling the exact same way.
I think everybody is. But with that said, like it is what it is. You gotta just keep going and I just keep making songs.
And do you think music has helped in a way, having that I guess motivation?
I would say 100%. Like if I didn't have anything better to be doing while stuck inside, I would be going insane probably. So like, I'm glad that that's definitely
just go back to the high school video game grind.
Yeah, maybe I'd play some video games. Like I even have gone back into video games a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Just a tiny bit. I'm not very patient with that anymore. I'm patient with like everything else, but I don't know. Video games I used to be able to play for hours, and now, I just not. I want to make. Yeah, I'm like I want to make a song. But I mean that's definitely helped that I had music to do. That I have music to
Yeah, because I feel the same way. Because I remember when it first started and we were like all in lockdown, it was kind of like, oh, like sick. This is like for me. I was like, this is like obviously I don't want a fucking worldwide pandemic, but like I've always wanted just having this time, not having to worry about part-time job and shit like that, to just do my Ferda Tunes shit and making videos and doing that. And it definitely helps just getting through the days, just being able to like, okay, I can work basically and do something on my own. So overall, what can people expect from you next, musically or artistically, or just as a person? How the people want to know how you move.
Yeah, I think,
or how you're going to move in, the next few steps in your career, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, like it's kind of weird, like to even look at it now. Like I think like a year ago today, I didn't have one song that even had past like 500,000 streams or something, right? Like I was just dropping music because I liked it, and like I was so excited to just drop the next song and just like maybe it'll get streams, whatever. Like I like doing it. I still love doing it. That's like I always put the music first. It's not about the streams I just this is what I do. I'm a songwriter, so this is what I do. But
it's that art.
Yeah, literally, like I love doing it. But what I was getting at was like it kind of feels like kind of weird to look back a year ago and just be like, I was barely putting out these songs, and then all of a sudden, like, they start doing well, and now I'm doing this album, and like all this stuff's happening. What I'm getting at is I'm kind of just playing it as I go. It's like I could drop this song on February 12th, and like maybe it blows up, maybe it doesn't. I don't know what's gonna happen, but
sure.
The song drops, and if it blows up, I'm just okay. What's the next thing? Like let's make another song. Like I don't know. It's just kind of like that's what I always did. That's how I always made music. I don't think I would ever just like take a break just because like I had time to or whatever. Like I make songs whenever I want to make songs. So it's just like I'm just gonna keep making songs. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna keep writing songs.
Yeah,
just
keep
putting them
pushing
out.
It forward.
Give the songs the proper like promotion and like display that they like deserve. Like I want to put them out there, get videos and just everything related to them, do things like this, just whatever I can do to just promote the songs. Like that's also really fun. And yeah, just gonna keep doing that. That's it.
Definitely.
That's
Ferda always got your back on a nice exclusive interview. Do you still see yourself as just like a kid in here making beats and like trying to make it and have that bigger vision, or do you see yourself now as like it's forming and you not see yourself changing, but you see yourself growing into this more comfortable and confident artist?
I actually really like that question because like when I was a kid, I say kid, I still am a kid. Like I'm only 22, but
youngins.
Like back when I was in high school and I started making beats when I was like 17. And like I would be like in class with my laptop making these songs, and it kind of felt like that. It felt like I was in my like private world, and I'm like, okay, like I'm down here, everybody's up here, and like I gotta like I gotta work for that, and I gotta make songs. But it wasn't like I didn't know how serious I was taking it, right? Like it was kind of for fun,
right?
Which I'm glad, because that's how it should always be anyway. But I was making these songs, just putting out music, and it wasn't really going anywhere. I didn't think much of it. It was always for fun. Whatever, I was dropping songs, and then like got to the point where it started, songs started doing well, and I was getting better, and then I dropped out of school, and I was like, okay, like this is something I'm genuinely doing,
gonna push for.
And then like within the last year, like all of a sudden I started getting really good at it, and like I'm not even like this isn't even me just trying to like brag or anything. I just mean comparatively, it's like look at my older stuff and compare it to now, it's like it's objectively better. So I started becoming more confident in my songwriting and stuff, and there were points when it definitely like I realized I wasn't having fun. It was like I was just making a song. Like I was just like this
almost
needs to be better. This, like, I can do better, you know, like pushing myself to the absolute limit. And then you like need to take a step back, right? Like you take like a couple steps back and you're like, okay, you need to settle down here. Like, you know, like this isn't the, like, remember, like you need to have fun. Like, you know, that's why you started this. So I think that's like a big thing. Like a lot of artists probably experience that exact thing. It's like you kind of stray away from your roots for a second, and then you need to like take a step back and be like, okay, wait, I was doing this for fun. I was always doing this for fun. Right. That's why I'm here. And then, you know, you take that breath and then it's fun again. And it's like, that's kind of what I learned. Is like, don't make songs if you're not having fun. Like it straight up, it'll not, like, you're just gonna criticize it. It's not gonna come out well. Like you got to be having fun with it. You got to be enjoying what you're doing.
Especially with something like that, like, because at the end of the day, it's art, and you want to be critical of it to a certain extent, but you still want to have fun with it. In a way, I feel similar to my videos, because it's like an outlet of just like, this is what I want to do, this is what I enjoy doing. But once you get too deep into the grind, it becomes
and then like also like your ego starts to kind of take control a little bit, you know, like you start doing these good songs and you're like, I'm the fucking best, you know, like I can write songs all day,
especially
and then,
after that big, you know, like 2 million views,
like you write, you know, you start getting cocky with it, and then it's like sometimes that works. And like I've definitely had that where you walk into the booth, you know, I walk into the studio one day, I'm like, I'm the fucking man, like I'm gonna kill this song, you know. And then like other days, like you just, you know, you start to like realize that, and you're like, okay, you need to calm down. You can't be like, you know, you're not there yet. You're not top shit yet. Like keep working, you know.
Totally. And so, even like I keep saying, like music, it's art, so you can have that cocky confidence and, you know, make a good song with it, but you could be like depressed as shit and you know, make an amazing song if you really want to. Obviously flesh out a feeling like that. It's all subjective, so you can take it in really any direction you want, especially you now just becoming, you know, just gaining a lot of popularity in the recent few months. Like you can take that and, you know, go where you want with it, like the world is yours kind of thing. I'm trying to just stay having fun with it. Like that's like at the end of the day, like I could see myself, no matter what, if I drop a, you know, diamond record tomorrow, like, and people like, if I dropped a diamond record tomorrow and people, you know, people were like shoving cameras in my face and stuff and being like, you know, like this, you know, like blah blah blah, like whatever, you know, asking me all these questions, like I would just stay. I'm like, I just like making songs. Like I wrote this, like, swag. I wrote this in my home studio with a bowl of cereal on my lap. Like that's like, I woke up that morning, I ate cereal, and I wrote a song. And the
like,
bowl of cereal from last night.
Just like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm not gonna. I don't need to sugarcoat anything. This is like, you know. I feel like I'll just always stick with that. It's just for fun. I make songs like this.
No. Like I said, man, it's admirable. And anything else you really just have to say or want to say to the fans?
Yeah, I'm just I guess I'm just super excited for everybody to hear this song on February 12th. Unless this is out already, I don't. Whenever
planning to drop it, probably a day or two before. You know?
So on February 12th, you know, I'm excited for everybody to hear the song and just hope you guys like it. It's the first of many this year, and yeah, like I'm excited to see where all this goes. Yeah, man. And I just wanted to say, like, I'm real proud of you, obviously, but I'm thrilled about just how you've been handling your music output. You haven't been like flooding with just not bullshit songs, but just like you said, like just songs that you don't flesh out fully, or you just kind of think like, I don't like this. Like you're taking your time, and every song you dropped last year, I just thought was amazing. And just again, such a step up from like even Smoke Signals and everything you've done in the past, which I still think is good stuff. So I just gotta say, bro, like it's really amazing seeing you like just become an artist and get that, you know, popularity, and having because I feel like a lot of people at this point will view their music as a bit more of a product than art. And I feel like finding that good balance is like perfect, and I feel like at this point in time you found that like perfect balance, especially with the distribution deal and everything. Now I'm kind of just like I just want to write fun songs. Like I want people to hear it and just be like, oh, this is a cool song, he says something funny or he says something relatable. Like that's what I want to do. That's it. I just want to make songs that people like and listen to. Like, you know, I try to write these catchy songs and just they're fun. That's all I want. Like, I don't want to, you know, if I'm not on board with the song, then I'm not going to do it. Like, at the end of the day, like, it's my art, it's my work, and
no, man.
I just want to be able to share that.
I'm so excited to hear the future music coming out. Obviously, Love's Dead. I'll have a video coming out about it just for myself because I'm so excited about it. But yeah, man, new single Love's Dead coming out February 12th, just in a few days. Big anti-Valentine's Day anthem. And Matthew Zeitler, man, thank you so much for joining me.
No problem. Thank you.
Hope to see you again.
Lost me when you're talking. To be fair, it's probably half to blame on me. I never listen, we need distance. Honestly,